fired. F-I-R-E-D. Fired. You have done literally nothing in the 5 years you've been in this sport. What's the point of having you if you have no wins?
Well, I led a lap in the 2012 Daytona 500, so I too did something here.
You led one lap in one Daytona 500. Kevin won a Daytona 500. Kurt won a Daytona 500 last year. Clint has won races before. Even Cole has more wins than you. And your reputation is leading the field for 60 seconds around a 2.5-mile restrictor plate track.
Fine! I just hope you live in a penthouse in the middle of nowhere, married with onions!
They'll be getting the white flag. A lot of drivers a little unsure. Can they make it the distance?
So I too did something here.
Bottom, passes 3 cars and lines up
You
third
led
for this final lap.
one lap
Tony
in
is
one Daytona 500.
right now. That is not a good place to be. He's a setting duck. They're going to come by him like he put on the brakes.
Yeah, watch the run these drivers get that are lined up. Here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. right there in the 88. Watch Bernie.
Here we go. Here we go.
And she's all right after a hard crash, and the caution flag is out.
The race is over. That's Tony Stewart will win the race. God, we got that camera in there with Danica and see she's fine.
Checkered flag. Tony Stewart leads Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Marcus Ambrose across the line. But they got stacked 4 wide coming out of turn number 2. Danica was on the inside, and when all that contact was made, she was the one that ended up going for the wild ride.
And she's done such a nice job. I mean, we've been watching her, keeping her nose clean. That's a
teammate Matt Kenseth and Carl Edwards, 3 Fords. Hard already. The wall slams to the outside. It's 5-time champion.
So I too did something here.
Danica Patrick and the 34 of David Ray.
One lap.
Trevor Bayne, the
one
21
Daytona
car winner
500.
from last year. You see him involved?
Kurt Busch is involved.
I'm a little worried about Jimmy. He took a hard lick right in the door. And there's the HenryCar.com Chevrolet of Kurt Busch. He's got damage.
1 lap and 600 feet, and it's calamity. His teammate, number 11, Denny Hamlin, and number 20, Matt Kenseth.
I haven't heard cheering like this at this racetrack since Dale Jr. took the lead at one time or another. This is a really, really big deal.
We'll know in about a mile, can she become the first female to lead a lap in the Daytona 500?
Hamlin coming hard on the inside now with Kenseth. Under green, fans to their feet, to the line. She's done it. Danica Patrick has led the Indy 500 and the Daytona 500.
And these fans were cheering. They were on their feet.
Here comes Harvick up the middle. Danica Patrick leads the inside lane, staying even with Harvick, her teammate.
This is one place where everybody will work with Danica. They trust her on this super speedway. She's really good with the restrictor plate car.
Oh, by the way, she has a fast race car, too.
Doesn't hurt anything.
Paul Menard out front, led 29 laps in the Daytona 500. Second most to Dale Earnhardt Jr., who led the most laps.
Here she comes.
Menard from Allmendinger and Dillon on the top lane. The last time car number 3 raced here in the Sprint Car Series, it was Dale Earnhardt driving to victory in the fall of 2000.
I mean, we got 25 drivers right now running within a second of each other, 3 lanes wide.
Jeff Gordon giving some help to Patrick on the inside. And it's still 3 full lanes of racing. Right at 200 miles an hour. Patrick to the lead. But Menard has that big, high, wide radius through turn 4 in the tri-oval. But here she comes. Danica Patrick's going to lead a lap at Talladega.
And I think the crowd loves the fact that she just led that lap.
There have been 3 women that have raced here. Janet Guthrie back in the 70s and Patty Moise in 1989, and now Danica. And the best finish by any of them have been by Janet Guthrie. She finished 32nd here once.
Good chance that could change today. On the inside, Patrick, Jeff Gordon, Brad Keselowski, then Matt Kenseth. That's a potent group on the inside as you watch Danica Patrick at work. I bet her million followers are lighting up Twitter right now.
I know she's got to be enjoying this. I mean, the struggle she's had this year, and there have been many, to be able to lead this field around this big place. Quite a thrill. I know what it feels like.
Gordon looked to the middle. Patrick came up to cover the spot. He's not going to let go of that lead without a fight.
Danica's pretty savvy on these super speedways, Daytona and Talladega. She got a real sense of where the car needs to be, where the air is, how to side draft. She's the total package when it comes to restrictor plate racing.
Now she comes down to pick up Keselowski. And Larry, this is what you talked about in pre-race. When there's nothing out your windshield but the racetrack, you can't drive into somebody else's trouble.
And the spotter in your ear, and what she saw, and I'm sure her spotter told her, the inside line was moving, led by Brad Keselowski in that white number 2 car, and that's why she moved down to the bottom.
Jeff Gordon comes down to pick up a little side draft off Patrick. Who'll lead this lap? Give it to Gordon.
Gordon got it.
With Carl Edwards in tow. Jeff Gordon leading after 9 green flag laps. Hold your breath. They're still 3 wide in Talladega.
Do you hate saving money, Jeff?
What is it with you? I don't hate saving money.
Are you sure? Because I'm racking my brain here. I have no idea why you would possibly...
I got my own family, Tom. Yeah.
Lug nuts in your family?
Of course.
Unbelievable.
Join a Sprint family for as low as $25 a month, and for a limited time, get a switching bonus worth up to $650. Happy connecting from Sprint.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
There are cars your parents would recommend you drive. There are cars your driving instructor who taught you the finer points of parallel parking would recommend you drive. And then there are the cars your crazy uncle, the guy who introduced you to speed, metal, and gave you fireworks for your birthday, would recommend you drive. You wouldn't want to let down your uncle, would you?
In NASCAR, there's nothing a fan, team, or driver wants more than to be first. First on the leaderboard, first out of the pits, first to the checkered flag. In the nation, being first is just as important. At Nationwide Insurance, we put members first because we don't have shareholders. It's why the Earnhardt family has trusted Nationwide for more than 35 years.
Nationwide is on your side.
I'm MMA champ Chuck Liddell, and I stop things. People. Problems. Anything that moves. Just like Duralast brakes. They stop anything! And if you use anything else, you should stop. Duralast. Proven tough. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Welcome back to Talladega, where Paul Menard, Jeff Gordon in the middle, and Danica Patrick on the inside continue to battle for the lead. Everybody's picked their lane and is content to ride for just a little while. Every time Brad Keselowski in the white number 2 moves up, Patrick comes up to cover, and she retains the lead. This is the 3rd Sprint Cup race that she has led, all of them coming at Daytona and Talladega. There are your lap leaders. Let's go to her pit and Steve Burns.
And Mike, listening to Danica Patrick, although she is the leader and looking at a lot of real estate out her windshield, she's looking in her rearview mirror too. She just told her spotter, Brandon Benish, I know who's dropping back to get ready to take a run at me. I can tell it.
Well, for a moment, she jumped up there in front of Jeff Gordon in the 24 down the backstretch and came right back down in front of Keselowski in the 2.
Got to remember one thing, in this kind of racing, that yellow line is your best friend. That's just like having a wall down there. Stay on that yellow line. If somebody goes around you, make them go around you on the outside, like that.
And that's what Brad Keselowski just did.
Whoa!
Oh, and going!
And he
gets tipped by Patrick, and he is off down to the apron.
Save it.
Can't save it.
No caution.
Oh, slides up the track and back down. And Trevor Bayne almost slid up into another car.
He tried to force his way in front of Danica. I mean, he really didn't have her cleared. Brad Keselowski in the 2 tried to come down in front of Danica in the 10, and there wasn't any room. That was just way too aggressive for this point in the race.
All right, let's start up high. Brad Keselowski right now is 3rd. Danica Patrick on the inside in green and orange, the leader.
So he gets a nice run. He comes up here. He's going to get he's going to get a little draft off of the 27 on the outside, a little side draft. He gets a great run, and he just all but cleared Danica right there, but he wasn't quite there. This is not one of those tracks where you let off to get in the corner.
How about this save, Darrell?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That shows some real skill right there. And these guys all